Good morning, Hosho staff, students, and families. Yatebena, we're ready to start our day, so please stand. Place your right hand on your head. If you have a hat or a hood, take it off. Place your right hand over your heart. Voices are off, bodies are still, and we recite the Pledge of Allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, April 30th, and we're ready to start our day with some music. Mrs. Neff has chosen a selection for us. I'm going to play it, and you tell me what we're listening to. Okay, friends, who's the composer? Sergei Prokofiev, that's right. And the name of the piece, first tell me, it's a ballet. That's the title of the ballet. From Romeo and Juliet, the selection we were listening to was Dance of the Knights. That is correct. All right, friends. Also the name of a play written by Shakespeare. Nice job. Okay, I'm going to play a selection from the middle. I think you're probably going to get this one because even if I play it from the middle, it's very distinctive. The funny thing is, yesterday I was on the phone and I was on hold, and this was the selection that was being played. Even from the middle, I bet you got that one. Did you say the Imperial March? From Star Wars, you're right. And who is the composer? John Williams. Nice job, everybody. Okay, so our art for the week. Remember, we have this selection back here on my table. Let's scoot in a little closer, maybe. I think now that you know which one this is. Right? You can tell just by looking at that. I wonder from our poem yesterday if that's Millie, Molly, May, and I don't remember who the other, Millie, Molly, May. Does anyone remember who the other one was? I'm not sure, I can't remember from our poem. But the name of this piece, the art piece, Children Playing at the Beach, that's right. And the artist, Mary Cassatt. Nice job, everybody. Okay, so a poem for today. Remember yesterday we talked about how Millie, Molly, May, who was the other one? Another M name. Millie, Molly, May, I forget. Went to the beach, and one of them had a stone that she brought home, and we talked about how the author E. Cummings said the stone was as large as a loan. And a loan isn't something that we normally say has a size. And so sometimes authors or poets or, have us see things in different ways. And so another poem I'm going to give you today from Mary O'Neill. It's called What is Orange? And so how would you describe a color to somebody who had never seen color before? Or what makes you, when you think of a particular color, what do you think of? And this is what the poet Mary O'Neill has said. What is orange? Orange is a tiger lily, a carrot, a feather from a parrot, a flame, the wildest color you can name. Orange is a happy day, saying goodbye in a sunset that shocks the sky. Orange is brave, orange is bold, it's bittersweet and marigold. Orange is zip, orange is dash, the brightest stripe in a Roman sash. Orange is an orange, also a mango. Orange is music of the tango. Orange is the fur of the fiery fox, the brightest crayon in the box. And in the fall, when the leaves are turning, orange is the smell of a bonfire burning. Do you think that's true? What would you have used to describe orange or any other color? You can think about that today. Maybe you could think about how would you describe blue? How would you describe green? You can think about that. Share that with your families. So we have been working on the Gettysburg Address. We've memorized the preamble to the Constitution. We have memorized the Declaration of Independence. So the Declaration of Independence was ratified on July 4, 1776. And now we're learning and memorizing together the Gettysburg Address, which was, another word for address is speech given by our 16th president, who was Abraham Lincoln. And how many years after the Declaration of Independence was he giving this speech? You could have said 87, or maybe you said 407. Either way, you were correct. So this is 1863, in the middle of which war were we fighting at the time? The Civil War. And it was obvious that we did not have the domestic tranquility that we tried to establish in our Constitution. And we say that in the preamble that we're trying to have domestic tranquility. It didn't work out so well. We still had an issue because we had this idea that all men were created equal and that everybody should be free, and we have certain inalienable rights, but not everybody in our country had that privilege. There were people who were held as slaves, and so there had to be this battle that had to be fought out. It took about 87 years to get to that, or about 80 years to get to that point. So Lincoln is at the Gettysburg battlefield after the battle has taken place, and there are men who have died and have been buried there, and he's been asked to give a speech to dedicate that portion of the battlefield as the burial ground or the cemetery, the final resting place for those soldiers. And he says we can't really dedicate the land any more than they have already done it. They've shed their blood, they've given the ultimate sacrifice, what Lincoln has called the last full measure of devotion. Devotion is love. They gave the last full measure of love for their country and what they believed was right. But that we have to be dedicated. Now, he was talking to a crowd of people in 1863. And we're still talking about this today because it's still important. It's still important because this is the government, as he says, of the people, by the people, for the people. And so all of those people, including Abraham Lincoln, are no longer living. All those people he was talking to. So who is he talking to today when we read this Gettysburg Address? He's talking to us, because now we are the ones responsible for carrying that on. It is we who need to be dedicated to the unfinished work. So that's why we're memorizing this and learning it, because we have a responsibility. It's one of our school virtues, responsibility. And right now, even though you're still in school, it's your responsibility to learn about these things so that one day when you're 18 years old enough to vote, old enough to participate in government, that you will know what to do. And you will have all the information that you need to know what your responsibilities are and to know how much people have sacrificed to bring that to you. So let's recite the Gettysburg Address together from the beginning, because we went all the way through the end yesterday, and many of you already know it. So let's do this from the beginning. fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Okay, friends. So today we do have a birthday to announce. Ruby is having a birthday. Have a great day, Ruby. And for the ReadAthon, we have some people who have put up some high numbers today. So in Miss Rice's class, or yesterday I should say, Miss Rice's class, Jacob. Miss Ferguson's class, Ariana and Sophia, haven't said your names, so congratulations on putting up some numbers for your ReadAthon in Miss Ferguson's class, and also Ava in Miss Ferguson's class. Miss Arnold's class, Ivy, has been doing strong and steady. Nice job, Ivy. Miss Marshall's class, also Amelia, every day, working hard. Miss No's class, Harley, nice job getting your minutes posted. And Mr. Berg's class, Christian and Zoe, our duo every day. Nice job. And Mr. Williams' class, Shelby and Kinley, haven't said your name, so nice. Good job getting your numbers up there. Miss Essex, Joaquin. Mr. Green is Taylor's, been doing a great job with her minutes. And Miss Wilson's class, Jaden, nice job. And Miss Steffi's class, Cabrin and Stella. Nice job, everybody. Continue with that, with your hard work, with those, putting those minutes in. That's the most important thing that you can really do. I know that we have work to do on Edmodo, and we have work to do on Class Dojo, so that you don't forget some things like how to add and subtract fractions, or how to add and subtract, or other things that we have been practicing and getting to learn. You don't want to forget those things, but really reading is the thing that's going to help you the most in life. So the best reader that you can be is really the thing that you should try to become. Best reader that you can be. And so, how do we get good at anything we want to be good at? We practice. That's right. You have to practice. You have to practice every day. So thank you to those who have been taking it seriously and really taking this time that you have at home to stay at home and to read. Read lots of things. Read some different things. Some things that you haven't read before. Maybe a different type of book. Maybe if you always read nonfiction, you might try some fiction, or the other way around. Or maybe if you always like stories about space, maybe you should try something about history. And just try some other things and see what's out there. So keep up the good work and all the things that you're doing. Stay healthy, stay home, and hopefully we'll be back again together soon. So let's do our student pledge. I will do the good, I will learn the true, and I will love the beautiful. And I hope you have a great day today.